ESPN went bold on their Garrett Wilson prediction ahead of the 2025 season. Stunning. We'll react to it. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
Let's go, baby. I'm Paul Leston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the host of Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. Welcome to the program. We've got a lot to discuss. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, but a special shout out to our viewers on Facebook at BoyGreen25, on Twitter at BoyGreen25, and our audio-only listeners. I got this email earlier today, and I want to give a special shout out here to Darian, who reached out to me. He is a New York Jets super fan from Texas who tunes into the Apple podcast every single day. And despite being a long-distance fan, he's never attended an NFL game, but he and his wife are now coming to the Week 5 New York Jets, Dallas Cowboys game, and they're going to be tailgating with us before the game with Chef Kevin Gilbert. So a big salute to Darian, baby. Darian Montgomery. Love you, baby. And thanks for supporting the show. So audio-only listeners as well. I know we've got listeners and viewers in a lot of different places. So shout out to Darian. Can't wait to meet you, buddy. And thanks for supporting the show. Before we get started, MFC with a gifted membership at the beginning of the program. You love to see it. That membership went to Mark O. Mark O. MFC, you know, has 16 raffle tickets so far this month. And for people saying raffle tickets, what the hell is this handsome bastard talking about? Well, appreciate it. It is this. We're giving away 2 wonderful items on June 1st, which, again, days are running out. Today is May 28th. You have the next 4 days, including today, to submit raffle tickets. And how do you submit raffle tickets? You make a $2.99 purchase here on the channel. You can join the Boy Green Coffee Club. That's currently the pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. It's always in the YouTube description down below. That's how you can become a member of my YouTube channel. It only costs $2.99. You can get a loyalty badge next to your name, get custom emojis on our channel, and get access to our Discord channel where we talk about all kinds of things. You get behind the scenes access on all things Boy Green Daily. So that's wonderful. You can gift memberships just like MFC just did out to the public. If you hit the money sign and you're watching on YouTube, it says gift channel memberships is the final option. You can gift as many as you'd like. Every time you gift, each one is a raffle ticket, or send in your super chat questions or comments. Every $2.99 combination gives you another raffle ticket, baby. And here are the 2 prizes. We got a game coin from last season. It comes with a certificate of authenticity from the National Football League. Salute. And also a full-size signature New York Jets football autograph by the entire team last year. Both of those items are up for grabs. You guys got a couple more days left, so squeeze them in while you can. Salute MFC, baby. Let's go. Let's go. And Alon saying that polo is loud. Thank you very much. I like this polo. My fiance got it for me. Got a lot of new polos. So, yeah, I'm going to pull them out when I can. Hey, baby. Hell yeah. So thank you, everybody. And again, we have a full article in the YouTube description down below. You guys can check that out. Let's get right into it. Ben Solak, ESPN analyst, made 100 observations for ESPN yesterday. Had predictions in there and other things. And for Garrett Wilson, good Lord have mercy, this prediction. He predicted that Garrett Wilson will lead the league in receiving yards this season. Wow. Lead the league in receiving yards. Here's more of what Ben Solak had to say. Quote, Garrett Wilson is the best receiver Justin Fields has played with in his career. Boom. I said that earlier this week. Sorry, DJ Moore. He also said Garrett Wilson is the wide receiver 1 with the biggest gap in quality between him and wide receiver 2 in the entire league. I would agree with that. And he also said Wilson has played mostly on hard mode, a lot of press coverage, downfield routes, contested balls, etc. And new coordinator Tanner Engstrand will prioritize getting him easier targets. That was Ben Solak's quote. So let's evaluate a couple of things there. I want to go in. I want to reverse engineer it first. So Tanner Engstrand, easy targets. To be honest, Garrett Wilson's been making crazy ass catches since he came into the league. The thumbnail of this video is the two in Houston. Everyone sort of remembers when he goes Air Jordan to the back of the end zone on like a 3rd and long play from Rodgers, and he gets that one, and that one was sweet, no doubt about it. But the one people forget came earlier in the game where he just sort of grabs it, brings it in, and then just walks into the end zone. People forget about that one all the time. That one was also sick. So he's had a lot of crazy catches. If you think back to, and one of my favorite catches he's ever made, and I did an interview with Garrett Wilson a couple years ago, and we put the play up on the screen and he walked us through the play. That was awesome. And it was the Bills play, Monday Night Football, week 1, 2023. Zach Wilson throws in like this quacking duck, and Garrett has to go like, and sort of reel it all in from outside. So Zach Wilson actually made Garrett Wilson look more impressive because he had to do all kinds of crazy backflips to get the ball in. So, just visualize this. Imagine Garrett Wilson getting easier targets where you just throw the ball over to him. If you think back to, and this was a preseason game, but Jets Giants, Aaron Rodgers comes in with Garrett Wilson, and the first play, he hikes the ball and just sort of chucks it over there, and Garrett just gets an easy 7. We need more of those in the diet. Okay, the diet of Garrett Wilson's target share, we need more of those plays. Just throw the ball over to him, let him get anything. And just eat. Not every catch, not every play has to be this difficult, crazy thing. Garrett Wilson should be a guy, especially if you look at this offense, but just in general. But if you look at this offense, he is a guy that should be getting 10-plus catches every game. You're just throwing the ball over to him. He should be part of the offense, part of the diet. Like, of course we're throwing the ball to Garrett Wilson. What else would we be doing? That's what they need to do. Alon says, who is Pittsburgh's number 2? It's Allen Lazard. That's Pittsburgh's number 2. You're welcome. But no, I mean, on Garrett Wilson, though, we just need to constantly feed this man. And if you do, obviously, Ben Solak's comment can make a lot of sense. And go to Tanner Engstrand. Getting easy opportunities, pop screens, flares. We've talked about a lot of this kind of stuff. And just because the opponent, and again, if we go back to the beginning of last season, defense said, "Oh, okay, we're gonna bracket Garrett, we're gonna double Garrett, we're gonna do all kinds of things and force somebody else on the Jets to beat them." And to be honest, that was a very effective strategy, But there's no way that you can't get your guy the ball. You could put him in the slot. You could put him in a trio triplet formation off the right and have him as the either inside guy that flares out, or you can have him as the inside guy that flares in with 2 stock blocks going out. Like, there's so many ways that you could get Garrett Wilson the ball, and it doesn't give a bleep what the defense does. You should be able to get the ball in his hands, and then let's see what he can do once he gets the ball in his hands. So I agree with Solak. There's got to be a million different ways to get Garrett Wilson the football, and thus that should rack up that number for sure. It's obvious that Wilson is the wide receiver 1 with the biggest gap in quality between him and wide receiver 2, 1,000%. I don't even know who wide receiver 2 is. Is it Josh Reynolds? Is it Allen Lazard? Is it Arian Smith? Who is it? I don't even know, which again speaks to the question. And because there's that big of a gap between wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2, which means the target share for wide receiver 1, aka Garrett Wilson, should be massive. I agree with that point from Solak. And the best receiver Justin Fields ever played with, I would say he's above one DJ Moore when you look at everything and evaluate it here for the Jets. So I would agree with that. Now, what does it mean for Garrett Wilson, right? What does it mean? Because also, I'll give a shout out to Solak. And I respect this, okay? When someone gets a prediction wrong, it would be very easy to say, shit, I'm just going to hide. I'm not going to be making any more predictions anymore. Let me just dip, right? It would have been very easy. Last year, Ben Solak and Mina Kimes both predicted Garrett Wilson to be the dark horse offensive player of the year candidate. And I was like, whoa, offensive player of the year, holy shit. And then also in their answer, they said, well, the tough thing is he and Breece Hall might take votes away from each other. That's the level of hype we were at last season, that we might have 2 players competing for the offensive player of the year award last season. That's wild. Unfortunately, neither player competed for that award. but it's fascinating to hear. So Solak doubling down after last year's comment, I respect. Now, Garrett Wilson did put up historic numbers last year. He set career highs in catches, yards, and touchdowns. 101 receptions, 1,104 yards, 7 touchdowns. Those were all great for him. That wasn't great for the league. Okay, he wasn't getting any Offensive Player of the Year votes with that. He did not. If we're being honest, that did not happen. So to give you guys a proper perspective here, because I think that's important, but a proper perspective here on Garrett Wilson and what this would all mean. Leading the league in receiving yards is a lot. Last year, Cincinnati Bengals superstar Jamar Chase led the league in receiving yards with 1,708 yards. And that's a lot. But I wanted to go over a bigger sample size. What's the number normally? That's what I wanted to sort of evaluate. And here are the last 5 receiving yard crown leaders. Okay, who led the receiving yards in the National Football League with the last 5 years? So, okay, I mentioned Jamar Chase. That just happened, 1708 last year. The year before that was Tyreek Hill, 1799, 2023. Justin Jefferson of the Vikings was the year before that, 1809 in 2022. The year before that was Cooper Kupp, 1947 in 2021. And then Stephon Diggs, 1535 in 2020. That was sort of a weird year with COVID. So basically, it's been going down every year, actually. Since 2021, 1947, 1809, 1799, then 1708. But either way, these are crazy numbers we're talking about. Think about this, right? The most receiving yards a Jet has ever had in a single season is 1502. That happened 10 years ago. Brandon Marshall. Salute to B. Marsh, baby. Salute to Brandon Marshall. 1502. For Garrett Wilson to lead the league in receiving yards, he would have to get 200-plus yards more than any receiver has ever gotten in this franchise's history. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just trying to explain how crazy that would be. So here's the thing. If that's true, right? If that's true and Garrett's about to lead the league in receiver, we better sign that dude ASAP. ASAP. Because if he does that, boy, is he going to be wanting some serious scratch. Some serious scratch. You may want to sign that up real quick. Hey, for anyone that wants to send BMAC to the grinder, you guys know what you have to do. 10 memberships have to be gifted on the show. And speaking of memberships, let's take a quick TO here on the program. To highlight a gifted membership here on the channel. We absolutely love it. OG Jets fan 1985. Let's go, baby. Jumping in the raffle ticket train. Membership went to Captain Techno. Shout out to OG Jets fan 1985. Appreciate you, pal. Thank you, brother. Let's add that to the total. That might be your first one this month, but let's do a discount double check here on my list. And yes, it appears so. So, okay, welcome, OG Jets fan. You got yourself one raffle ticket for our contest. And hey, all I say is all you want is at least one raffle ticket to have a chance in the spinning wheel. After, we go through the entire month of May, I'm going to put all your numbers. Say, this guy had this many votes. This guy had this many raffle tickets. Beep, boop, 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 boop. And then randomly close the eyes, spin the wheel, and whoever wins, wins. But you want at least a ticket to have a chance. So $2.99, people. Take full advantage, baby. Appreciate you. That is the way to support, for sure. Hey, now, J-Boy jumping in the mix. You love to see it. A 10-pack. Every time we get 5 memberships or more gifted at once, we have no other choice. I know the one he wants to hear.
That's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
We sure are. How about one of these? Shout out to our guy J-Boy here for a 10-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. 235 raffle tickets so far this month. Good Lord, have mercy. It's been a hell of a month for our guy J-Boy here. There's no question about it. A hell of a month. Absolute hell of a month. Beautiful. Actually, we may be up to 240 if I didn't do my math right. I think we are up to 240. Excuse me. Let me correct that immediately. 240 raffle tickets so far this month. Let's go. J-Boy is kicking some Patuki, baby. That's for damn sure. Here are the 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Shout out to our guy, J-Boy. All right, here we go. Primal Gentleman, Hobbs, Thunderlips, Alex L., Gerald Janasco, Jacob Banuelos, Andel Diet, Koo Keefe, King Blaze, Lucas S. You guys are all now members to the gosh darn Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Boom, shakalaka. Let's go. Keep the raffle tickets flying, baby. Let's go. Yes, sir. Our boy Lucas says, like and subscribe, baby. Hell yeah. Like the video. That's a free way to contribute. It helps get this Jet show in front of other fellow Jet fans, baby. Come on now. It's the best. So make sure you do it. And also hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. We'll see if we can do it here in the near future. Hell yeah. Oh, everyone's building up some steam. Oh, yeah, right. There's the 10 raffle tickets. Sorry, B-Mac. I didn't even think about that for a second. I forgot. I got lost in the sauce there. So without further ado, I'm sorry, B-Mac, but, well, that only means one thing, and that means this, that, quite frankly, I've been sent to the coffee grinder.
You mess with Kurt, and you go into the grinder.
Okay, now this grinder of yours, is it a real grinder or is it some kind of a metaphor?
That's it! You're gone! Adios, TKO'd, historical.
Wait, I won't be funny no more, see?
Security!
You ain't got to bring the man down here. Wait a second, Kurt, come on, please. I need this job,
Take
Kurt.
out the trash!
Trash? Oh, now look at here.
So get this news out of my face!
Sorry, fake B-Mac. But you've been removed for 24 hours. You've been thrown in the grinder. You've upset too many people in the comment section. And, as Jake Asman likes to say, I'm an entrepreneur. And I'm a capitalist. And, hey, man, if people can pay money to throw you out of the nightclub, well, I just have to answer that call. So, grinder grinded. Yeah. J-Boy says, I have no time for Hackett boys. There you go. Lucas says 24 hours, remove him forever. He's annoying AF. I'd really have to think of how much money that would cost to permanently ban someone. I mean, they'd have to cross a serious line, or I receive a bribe that is too rich. I'd have to evaluate those options as they came in, if I'm being honest. So there you go. B-Mac is B-Grind. Boom. There you go. And here it is on the Garrett Wilson thing. A couple more numbers. We'll open up the phone lines here shortly. I'm sure there's some very interesting things to talk about from that perspective coming up. Here is the 5-year average, right? So those numbers sort of float around. Over the last 5 years, the receiving yards leader averaged 1,759.6 receiving yards over the last 5 years. And here's the fact of the matter. So, you guys may see it if you follow the YouTube channel. I put up a YouTube short, put up some Jericho Cotchery, because a lot of people probably missed it because we had a lot going on. But I interviewed Jericho Cotchery, a good friend of mine, and that's crazy to say out loud, but that's true. Shout out to our guy, Jericho Cotchery. And we had Jericho on the draft show, which was 4 hours, which is so freaking cool. It was amazing. And I've been cutting up clips from it because I wanted to go back to it and circle back to it. And Jericho Cotchery gave Garrett Wilson some advice, and that's all awesome for sure. And what I would just say is I agree that Garrett Wilson has not proven himself to be this top 10 receiver yet because he hasn't gotten the prerequisite numbers to put him in that category. 1,200 yards, 1,300 yards, 1,400 yards, 1,500 yards, or in this case, we're talking about 1,700 yards. I think that's the key. Is if Garrett all of a sudden leads the league in receiving yards, he will get the respect he deserves and perhaps the money, depending on how it works financially speaking, if the Jets don't pay him ahead of the year. And Garrett Wilson wants that respect, and that would be a way to get it. Lead the league in receiving yards, yeah, you'd gain some respect. You put yourself in that upper echelon of yards that you were not able to achieve. And he did that. So awesome. This would be friggin' amazing if this ESPN prediction comes true. Please, to the high heavens. And it would just take, and obviously the relationship that already exists between Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson. That's something that has not existed with Garrett Wilson or any of the 8 quarterbacks that he's played with so far. He hasn't just had that pre-made chemistry that he already knew what was going on, and obviously that should help, smooth things over with this new transition. Let's dip into the comments section. Amid Heyoka, Boy Green Coffee Clubbers, JETS, Jets. You know we love a good old Jet chant here on the show. Appreciate you, Amid. Thank you, brother. Taylor Sterling says, pay him now before he proves to be a top 5 receiver. I agree, because, again, if he has a season like that, we're paying $40 million plus. If you pay him now, you could probably get him in the 30-ish range. And I say ish because it could be a little more, could be a little less. Probably 30 is the floor, but we'll see. Alon, Wilson is a very good receiver. However, he has the drop season, puts the ball on the ground more than I like. St. Brown got 4 for 120, $77 million guaranteed. Don't exceed that. Well, yesterday's price is not today's price, Alon, so there is a chance that he could certainly exceed that. I would say there are some extracurricular activities with Garrett, right? He had the Pittsburgh play where it deflected off his chest, gets intercepted. He has had a couple of fumbles. That's true. He has had a handful of drops, but his hands are amazing. So I'll give tip of the cap to that. But yeah, I'm probably going all in there. Dave Brigham, excuse me. Garrett Wilson and Rodgers were mixing oil and water. It certainly seemed that way, Dave. It certainly seemed that way, and that caused a lot of issues. Dakota says, Kotcher's on point giving his take on Garrett. If you guys missed it, that's in the Discord. It's on my YouTube Shorts. It's on my TikTok. It's on my Instagram. You guys can check it out, the clip. We also have the full interview back up. I'll have to reshare that so you guys can check it out. But Jericho was great. It was great to have him on the show. He was joining us live on draft night, like minutes after the draft started. And I tried to keep my composure because Travis Hunter, the crazy-ass trade happened immediately in the draft in the middle of our Jericho Kotchery interview. And I went, but no offense to Jericho Kotchery, but he's not gonna. I was trying to make sure I interviewed Jericho and got the most out of that interview. I don't think he's going to care that Travis Hunter was traded. No offense to Travis Hunter, but Jericho is not an NFL draft analyst. So in any other interview, I would have went, "Holy shit!" And we would have all went crazy. But I don't think Jericho cared about any of that, which is fine. And we got plenty of great stuff from Jericho. Taylor Stern, can we just name the grinder after BMAC? What, B-Grind? I guess. I don't know. I guess I'd be open to that. That would be interesting. J-Boy's let's talk numbers of how much it would cost. Boy, to permanently ban someone, that would have to be, an unbelievable donation of epic proportions for that to happen. Because we're saying 10 memberships on all these other shows he's been banned. So it's $30 or something, give or take, with YouTube's cut. That's whatever. It would have to, again, I don't know. I would have to hear pitches and go more or less or whatever. But yeah, to permanently ban someone and force him to probably make another fake BMAC account, that would be sizable. That'd be sizable. For sure. Oh yeah, Knicks fans. I'm sure we'll get some of that. I'm sure we'll get some of that when the phone lines get open here in a second. Troy Sturgis. Has anyone else been in the grinder? No, Troy. It's only been BMAC so far. He's been thrown in several times, so he just keeps getting thrown in the clink, and he's in one of those padded rooms. He's like, not again. Any Jets players are throwing the grinder? That's a great question, Troy. A new member this week to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Jeremy Ruckert for sure. I'd throw him in the grinder. It just has been terrible. Honestly, candidly. Hopefully turns it around, though, because obviously I'm a Jets fan, not just a Jeremy Ruckert hater. I'd prefer any of the players I'm about to mention I'd throw in the grinder as someone that can turn it around, hopefully. But Jeremy Ruckert would be on that list. Let me think. Let me go position by position in my head. You could throw Malachi Corley in that grinder. Hopefully he can work himself out. Who else? A lot of people would throw Michael Clemens in that grinder. That would be a thing, perhaps. That's a funny one. That's probably a good group there, Troy. That would probably be, I imagine, the popular choices of people. That's a good question, Troy. Appreciate that. All right. Oh, more next conversation. Oh boy. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens when we open up the phone lines here in a moment. Meadowland Swamp Thing says 50 memberships. That sounds about right. Yeah, if someone gives 50 memberships, BMAC will be permanently banned. Sure. 50 memberships? Okay, that'll do it. That's a good price, Meadowland Swamp Thing. You get 50. I mean, good Lord. So there you go. If you're looking for, hey, Paul, what's the price? What's the bounty on the head? 50 memberships, Meadowland Swamp Thing. There you go. I said someone would throw out a number. I'm like, okay, that would do it. Sure. 50 memberships. Taylor Stern just says, the grinder, brought to you by BMAC. Well, that would be hard to misinterpret. I was going to say, if the grinder ever changes some weird name, people may get confused later if BMAC just disappears off the face of the earth and be like, wait, what was this all about again? And then we have to go, well, actually, the story is blah. So that's true, but we'll keep that in mind. Taylor Sterling. BG is going to retire off of fake BMAC getting grindered. Sure. Hey, man. Whatever gets me to the Bahamas. Sure. Yeah. Alon says, Bridges was horrendous last night. Net fans could take a bow for that heist. Yeah, he just had so many 3 opportunities that would have gotten the game within like either 2 score or 1 score. I'll have to map it out from last night. But yeah, he had a lot of opportunities to make his shot, and he kept missing. Troy Sturgis agrees with the Michael Clemens potential selection for the grinder. Yeah, he'd be in there. Dave Brigger says, why Clemens still on the roster is mind-boggling. I don't think it's that mind-boggling to me, because here's why, Dave. And obviously, a lot of Jet fans have a bad feelings about Clemens. Again, I've told you guys my personal story. Me and Clemens immediately during the draft followed each other. I got to meet him in the Jets-Browns locker room after the Hall of Fame game, and we got to chat it up and dap it up, and he's a super nice guy. He's very unique. He's very different. He's got a different vibe about him for sure. So, I like the guy, but I understand he's done some dumb things on the field. I can't hide that. But why is he still on the team? Well, you got Will McDonald. All right. You got Jermaine Johnson. Okay. Who is edge 3 on this team, I ask you? Who is edge 3? It's probably Michael Clemens, because then we're bringing up all kinds of names like Eric Watts, Brady McGregor, people like that is who we're bringing up. Or Tyler Barron, the late 5th-round pick. I don't think he immediately jumps to edge 3. So Clemens is like their best depth that they have. Now, that could speak to the depth issues. It could, but that's the truth. So, yeah, man. By the way, Jets OTAs are back today. We got another 3 days of Jets OTAs today, and then another week of Jets OTAs next week, and then mandatory minicamp the week after that. So OTAs continue today, by the way, for Jet fans wondering. John LG, 50 is not enough. It's got to be at least 100. That's only 5 days. Oh, I guess I didn't think about it like that. That's a good point. Okay, 100. At least 100 memberships. Okay, John, that's a good point. I guess I took the first offer. That's not what you're supposed to do when you go to like a pawn shop and you're like, $50. Okay, damn it. Okay, you're right. 100. Okay, John, fine. 100 memberships. Because you're right. Because if it's 10 memberships every day, that math doesn't math. John Incel says 100 to 150. Okay, all right, there you go. All right, there you go. Okay, it's 100 to 150. All righty. It's 150 now. The price goes up. Dave Brigger says, Paul Clemens has no discipline or smarts. That doesn't change. And that could be true. That could be true. But we'll see what this new coaching staff can do. Maybe they could get something out of him that others couldn't. All right. Let's go to Luca here. BG, I hope Fields speaks to media this week. Kind of hit away during the last PNE. Or the last one, maybe is what you're trying to say. Yeah, only select players speak at each time. Now, you got 4 or 5 players last week. I'm sure you're going to get 4 or 5 more players. I believe the coordinators are all supposed to speak, so we'll hear from Steve Wilkes, Tanner Angstrom, and Chris Banjo. I don't know if AG's set to speak again this week, but I would assume so. So we will get all the coordinators and stuff, too. Tell us right. 1,000 memberships. Okay, there we go. The price keeps going up. 1,000 memberships. There you go. Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Troy Sturgis says, I've been watching some film on Tyler Barron, the Miami kid. I believe he makes a rotation. I hope so. Obviously, the Jets saw something in him for sure. So that'd be great. I hope he does. He was really talented going to Tennessee. Yeah. Taylor Starring, does Clemens have no discipline, or did the solid staff not hold anyone accountable or coach penalties out? That could be too. That's another possibility. Sure. He could just have no discipline, or that the whip wasn't being cracked. Because if a kid, like, I'll use this as kids, it's sort of insulting because Clemens is obviously a fully grown man. But if you have a child and they do something bad and they get away with it, they keep trying to keep pushing the line. They keep pushing. And do you blame the kid for that, or do you blame the adult? So take this to the football field. I think that's where we get a little funky because, again, you have to blame Clemens for his own crap, but like the coaches weren't exactly containing and doing what they needed to do. Meadowland Swamp Thing says last minute's price is not this minute's price. That's true. The number has only gone up significantly as we're all sort of openly brainstorming about this live. John LG says maybe $1,000 so YouTube doesn't get their cut. Oh, that's true. You guys could always Zelle, PayPal, or Venmo. I guess that could be a different way. My Venmo and Boy Green is at BoyGreen25. BOY Green the color 25. So yeah, it could be PayPal or Venmo, so they don't get the 30% cut. It is a 30% cut they take out of everything. Now, I will say this. That's true. That's a abnormally large cut. But it's convenient for you guys to use YouTube. To just gift a membership on the screen and have it pop up in that way, that's all YouTube. So if you Venmo or do something like that, I have to do something, right? Like our videos we have of in the home of the Jets or Jet Chants or stuff. Like there's nothing that I can show on screen for the Venmo PayPal people. So that's the only part about it. Now, a 30% cut, I mean, like, what are we talking about here? You know? Support the small baby greens, as Meadowland Swamp Thing says. Yes. This is a show I fully enjoy doing, and I am all in on it, baby. So any support is always appreciated. Yes. Yeah. All right, let's do this, baby. Let's do this. Oh, now all of a sudden we're trying to get bounties on other people? You people are sick. You're trying to get bounties on who we can get rid of? Wow, you guys are sick. You guys are sick. All right, let's do this. We've got 300 plus people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. It's after 8 o'clock. Let's open up the phone lines here on the show if you want to call in and talk Knicks, Pacers, Jets, whatever happens to be the case. The phone lines are open, baby. So let's do it. Quick hep timeout, and up next, we take your phone calls here on Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
Boy Green Daily, here we are. We're back, baby. Like the video, hit subscribe. Let's keep this train rolling here on the gosh darn program. And let's go. Jared B says the bounty on myself is $1 million. What, then I just retire? Thanks, everybody. God bless. See ya. It's been fun. I was only in it for the money. See ya. I guess. Okay, that's good to know what that price is. Okay. The price has been set on myself. So All right, I'll keep you guys posted on that. All right, let's go back to the phone lines, baby. Here we go. Hep's here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas. I was thinking that what was the bet? I just got here. Came a little late. I had to get my grandsons off to school.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, the general gist of it is that they think Garrett Wilson's going to light it up this year.
Yeah. The ESPN analyst predicted he would lead the league in receiving yards, and I went, wow. And I started to go through numbers to say, so what does that really mean? What are we talking about? And basically, the average over the last 5 years is about 1,750 receiving yards. And the most we've ever had in a season was 10 years ago. Those Brandon Marshall had 1,502. Yeah. So it'd be 250 more than he had in the most ever. So that would be historic, but obviously he's got 17 games versus 16 games. So he's got a lot of stuff working for him. Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's pretty, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's going to get, I don't know. That's a tricky one. I think he's going to get over 1,000 for sure. I don't know if he's going to get
no doubt.
But with this, who knows? We don't really know what's going to happen with this.
That's also true. We don't even know what offense we're running. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. That would be awesome, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, at the tailgate, I was wondering a couple of things. If you if you have a little power source, or if anybody has a power source, like something you could plug into for that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like one of those little right
generator things or something. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be gas powered. You could always just charge it and hold it for like 4 hours or something.
Right. Yeah.
I could bring an amp with a microphone.
Oh, cool.
And then you could actually address people and talk to people and do things like this.
That's good. That was a big one for Woody. So I'll put that down in my little notes here, Hap, of that, like some sort of power charged, like generator thing, so you can bring the amp. Okay, that makes sense. I'll put that on there.
And then you could, when you address people and stuff, you could talk over the microphone. It'd be like, you'll be able to hear yourself.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I just put that down. I'll make sure I text that to Woody after, and we'll see if we can do that.
Now, I remember it was funny. You were on Jake Asman's show, and and Ziti, he called in and he wrote, "Is there any place to go poop when you're at the thing?"
Yeah.
But but is there any bathroom, or are there any of those portable jars?
Yeah, I believe there's just, first off, I have to just say, ECD, I've never had to take a shit at a game. So to be honest, I don't have any stories to tell on that. But I do believe I've seen, because I think that's when me and my dad went to a game, and God, I was about to say what game it could have been. We've been to a couple, but we were at some hotel, and part of the deal was that they would
shuttle you around.
Correct. Right. So you cover us around. So after the game is over, they're going to come pick us up. And I'm pretty sure we lined up next to the porta potty. So I believe that's where to go. I believe there's just
they do have something there.
Yeah, right. Something.
Okay. Because if not, I was thinking about bringing maybe like one of those camping things. And
there you go. Yeah, be prepared. Always
just in case, you
never
emergency,
know. That's true. That's a good point.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. And then we'll figure out. You're getting all the logistics and everything.
That's true. We need all the bells and whistles. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I had sent you that thing about that defensive interior lineman.
Yeah.
Who's good against the run, but that's about it. I don't know.
Right. Well, to be honest, that's what we need. And the person you sent us is either Fatorma Mulba, or as I hope he's really called, Fat Orma. Because hopefully that would help with the run defense. But yeah, they scooped him up after the draft. Again, he has a great opportunity because the Jets didn't draft any defensive tackles. They really did. They signed a couple of random veterans, but it doesn't look like anyone that can't be overtaken with a good training camp or something. So yeah, if I'm Fatorma, in all honesty, that's why I picked the Jets, because the power flips. During the draft, we could draft anyone we want. Draft this guy. But when undrafted free agency starts, the players then get to pick the spot they believe they have the best shot at making the team. So Fatorma's like, Jets are a great place. They didn't draft the defensive tackle. That's my best path to maybe making a 53-man roster. So, and I would agree with him and his agent's assessment of that. I think that's true. So if he stopped the run, that's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Even if we used them on first and second down, and that was it.
That's fine. You got a rotation anyway. He doesn't have to be a 100% snap guy. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, me too. All right, Paul. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Hep. Appreciate you, pal. And yeah, I've been trying to do more because I write about, 2 to 3 articles every day on the New York Jets. So I really like diving into the roster and the guys we don't know. So hopefully I could bring that here to the show. We could talk about different guys. I've written about Peyton Page. I will write about Fatorma here in the very near future. That we could bring it to the show and talk about all these other guys that are on the roster. Obviously, OTAs will have reporting and stories to talk about with new news that's coming in. All of that is great. So I appreciate it. Excellent. All right, let's go. Let's go back to the phone lines here. Look at this guy, Chef Kevin Gilbert, baby, at Fastest Food Reviews on the YouTube. Subscribe to the channel for the love of everything that's holy. What's going on, Chef?
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for shouting out my son and mine, our channel.
Yeah.
We do food reviews in under 30 seconds, man. We're flying, man. Subs are going crazy, views are going crazy. We're doing stuff with a lot of other food spots, restaurants, some name brand stuff or whatever. So I appreciate that. Thanks so much, man. Shout out to you and the coffee club members, man. It's always a great time when I show up in the morning and I'm able to, listen to you and everybody else and your guests that you have on your show as I'm, getting things done in the kitchen and all that. By the time, I'm settled in, I start going over my invoices, doing my paperwork, checking out, the computer scene, who's emailing me and all that kind of stuff. So, just enjoy the content, man. Thanks so much for everything you bring, man.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Shout out to number one Austrian Jet fan, man. We're thinking about you. And then, with your shirt, man, I already heard a couple people talking about your shirt. I think it looks pretty crispy and spiffy, man.
Thank you.
That retro look, man.
Yes.
I mean, hopefully, your wife didn't pick out any Boston stuff for you because
She
you won't
did
be
not.
able to. Yeah.
She did not. No stuff. And plus, based on our deal, if she got it, I'm like, well, hopefully I don't get any fatter by next year because I'm not going to be able to wear it. So yeah, but only Jet stuff so far. We'll see what Father's Day brings here in a couple of weeks. See if she got anything else under there. But yeah, I believe it's all Jet pillows, which will be nice.
Nice. For the Jets, man. I mean, that Knicks Pacers game was like, oof. It's like, you could pinpoint a bunch of things or whatever, but if you just break down like the basics or whatever, like the Knicks missed a bunch of shots. They missed a bunch of layups that were right there. You can't really complain about the refs too much because they did call a pretty good game. We did have more foul shots than them. The only thing that was like kind of a head scratcher for me was that foul that Halliburton did with OG where he grabbed his arm basically and threw him down.
Oh my God. How is that not called even more? And the broadcast team is going like, yeah, common foul. I'm like, what? He aggressively like threw OG Anunoby's ass to the turf, man. That seemed aggressive. I don't know.
So that's like the only thing I could really get on the refs about, because that would have been what, 3 shots and you take the ball out
Correct.
on the side.
Right. Yes. Yep.
So, that would have been big. But other than that, man, the Naismith and Halliburton, they were just doing their thing and with their plus minuses, man, the two of them, like they were just killing it. And with Halliburton, like, all right, he got a triple double, but like those 15 assists, man, like that just shows like he's an offensive threat, with the ball, scoring and creating. But now he's like dishing it, and when he's dishing it, he's finding the right player to spot up and to shoot or cut into the basket. Like he's approaching this elite waters, man. Halliburton, and for a Knicks fan, I really don't want to admit that, but when you're just being real, man, like you're watching the tape, man. Like you can't lie to yourself. Like Halliburton's doing his thing, man, and Siakam as well. Like he's hot, he's tall, lanky. He knows how to get to the bucket. He knows how to create. Plays really good on defense. So, it's going to be tough, man, to kind of see a path for a win out of this series. At the Garden, obviously it will be electric and all that.
Of course.
And to think like, hey, we could have been 2-2 going back or whatever. But at this point, man, it's like Cat, man, towards what was it, game 3, towards the end of that, like his legs look like he, pretty fatigued. In this one, he got banged on his knee.
Yeah,
so
real bad. Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like it's it's going to be a tough uphill battle, but we'll all be entertained to see what's going on. For my Jet stuff, man, like Jermaine Johnson, I thought that was huge, man, for us to be able to get him for that 5th-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then to like think about, all right, so since he was the third one selected in that first round of that draft or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you're
Yep.
just talking about Garrett and how, there's these projections for him to have these incredible amount of yards, league receiving in
Yeah.
yards.
That'd be
So it's
wild.
like, what are the Jets thinking? What is AG thinking? Because you obviously can't hit off Jermaine with a 5th year and not do anything with Sauce and Garrett. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's reasonable to get it done before the season starts if you're
Mm-hmm.
expecting them to have career numbers. Otherwise, once you hit the market towards the end of the season, the
Mm-hmm.
price is just going to be that much higher. So, from a financial standpoint, it's obviously more important to kind of get it done, but to find the right number that helps the team and also the player. Hopefully, we can come to a good common ground with that. And then it's the fourth man. It's Brees, who's on the last year of his deal,
Correct.
and what to do with that. Where for me, it's almost like, hey, just let him play out his deal, see how he does. All the players minus Garrett last year and maybe a sprinkle of some defensive players had a really good season. So obviously with the better coach, and now we got a beefed up line that looks
Mm-hmm.
pretty good on paper. With a new offensive coordinator, with a new offensive line coach, like hopefully we could scheme up some stuff to get Brees into space and create some scoring drives that we weren't really able to sustain the last couple of years, man. Like, and then you have Brandon Allen behind, so just to kind of like just let it go, because if you think about what people were talking about Brees, and I don't even want to say that Brees haters, just like, hey, what can we do from a financial standpoint to get as much
Right.
assets as we can, knowing that Brees wasn't doing too good at this time right now. We're not going to get much back. A fifth, a sixth, maybe. Like he's
Yeah.
on the last part of his deal. Yeah, you could use a tag on him, but that costs a lot too. So
Mm-hmm.
at this point, what are we going to do with a fifth, maybe, or a sixth-round pick, man? Develop them for a couple of years, and then what? All right, and if they turn out to be good, then what? Now they're getting paid.
Yeah.
So it's like, one of those difficult things to just kind of, you got to plan for it and just expect him to have a really good season. He's going to
Mm-hmm.
get paid a little bit more because you don't want to overpay at this point for him,
Of
knowing
course.
that the last couple of years, the production really wasn't there. Yeah, we can make a bunch of excuses and obvious ones, but, at the end of the day, you're being paid to produce. And at this point, he really hasn't put that much production on the field, man. So for me, I would just let him, play out the season, let him grind it out. If he has a stupid sixth season, then it's kind of what it is. We could kind of figure that out. But when it comes to Sauce too, man, like with Aaron, now he's your head coach, man. He played the position. He was drafted in the first round, just like him. Like I really could see uh Sauce's ceiling being extended, man. Just knowing about his coverage. Now he can play really tight, which is what he likes to do. He likes to be a little bit handsy and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Last year he caught a couple of pass interference calls, with him being really handsy and all that, not turning around for the ball. Like, that hurt him. But now with the coaching, I really feel like we could turn the corner with him and get back to that all pro level stuff, man. Like solid, he wasn't a cornerback coach, like it wasn't really there. The coaching for Sauce, yeah, they can relate to the whole Detroit thing and whatnot, minorities, whatever, struggle, whatever kind of stuff. But when you're talking about football in the trenches and manning up, like there's only so much Salah could do. So now with AG, man, I really feel like, we can get a lot more production out of Sauce when it comes to this. Um, so I feel good, man, with what we're doing. And then just the last like bit of piece when it comes to the finances, AVT. You're talking about
Mm.
this offensive line. You want them to be together for a while. I mean, Simpson is Simpson. Yeah, he had a good season last year, but let's see what he can do this year. With
Sure.
ABT, knowing that he's a homegrown dude, he did have a couple of injuries that set him back a little bit to see what he can do, knowing that he's going to be in a contract year. What do you do with him? You really don't want to now like look into next year's draft and be like, all right, now we got to go for O line again. But since it's a guard position, that's like, all right, maybe we could find something in the second or third round. or even maybe see what Josh Myers and Tippmann can do. Whoever beats out the other person at center, the other one just gets flexed out to guard. Like,
Maybe, yeah.
So that's just kind of it, man. I'm with Brigham, man. Like whenever Clemens gets brought up, it's always like, man, this dude, like, with the culture being like a little more relaxed in the past, I don't feel like the players, the Clemens will feel comfortable showing up to training camp shirtless with a barbed wire bat. Like I don't feel like, we'll see any of that shenanigans moving forward. If he's on the team, he's on the team. I don't really care, just as long as he's being productive and he got his head in the game. Obviously the first signs that we see him doing some nonsense, man, he gotta
AG is
go,
going to
man.
crack the whip. That's what I feel confident about. Is I think the last regime were enablers. So Michael Clemens started doing funky shit, and Robert Saleh enabled him with press conference comments saying, you guys just don't understand. I'd let him watch my kids. He's a leader. He's all these things, and then just enabled. I think if Michael Clemens doing all kinds of his crazy shit, and we don't have enough time on the show to go through everything that he's ever done. But I think if AG sees any of that, it's going to be quick pull. That's my assumption. Again, ultimately, we'll see what happens as OTAs, training camp, and all these other tentpole events start hitting us in the coming months. But I don't think AG is going to play around with any of that.
I'm with you, man. Just after seeing what he was doing and the conversation, basically from Rodgers. Now we don't know if what Rodgers is saying is 100%.
Right.
But just the simple fact that it was like pretty much very direct. No sugarcoating what their plans are. So, to be able to go and address their plans moving forward with Rodgers in that kind of way, like anybody can get it, man. It don't really matter. It don't seem like AG is afraid of any kind of confrontation, any kind of tough conversations. And he'll just handle it how he feels best. Now, all this stuff is good. At the end of the day, we got to see if it translates into wins. Obviously, we can't have less than last year because I'll lose my mind. We got to do better. We have to do
100%.
better. You know what I'm saying? And then for the tailgate, man, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty pumped about it. The only thing is I see this menu getting a little bit longer.
Yeah, I know.
I think Easy said he's bringing a pack of brats or something.
Can we? Okay. I'm glad that you brought that up because I just. It's okay. So let's evaluate every piece of this. So I'll be honest. I've been at tailgates, but I haven't hosted many. Okay, I co-hosted sort of one last year, but that was different. So this is my first one. But we're providing bottled water and select alcohol. That's what we're going to. Me and Woody, we already talked about it. That's what we're going to provide and things. And I left the door open that like there's a chance that if some people don't want to drink water, some people don't want to, because like maybe some people have certain tastes. You could bring your own thing if you want to. That's fine. Whoever's out there in the universe wants to bring their own thing. So then it sort of opened the door for Easy. Actually, Easy's on the show. Easy. What were you?
No, I was saying I might bring Italian sausage, but that is again up to chef because I'm not going to step on his toes about anything. He probably has enough shit that he's got. I mean, if he gives me the green light, I might go to the supermarket and bring like 1 or 2 packages of Italian sausages to throw on the grill because that's it's just as easy as putting a hot dog on a grill. But
so Easy, hold
but
on.
as far as that, I'm not really going to be bringing a lot of food.
Easy, listen, my man. With the sausages you bring them to the game. Yes, it's easy just to put it on the grill, but then what? We're not going to have peppers and onions with it. We're not going to have a roll like a bun.
No,
like,
it'll fit on a hot dog roll.
But what about
Just
the peppers? What about the
roll,
onions?
Man. Hey, so naked sausages. Who the hell cares? I'm teasing. I'm not going to bring any out. What I am going to bring is I told Boy Green he has never drank coffee in his life. He claims. So I'm bringing like a bottle of Jameson, and we're going to make some Irish coffee, so that he can have a little bit of an adult beverage with a non-alcoholic adult beverage, and we're going to mix it up. So just a little bit of Jameson and some cream and sugar in the coffee, and making a little Irish coffee. That'd be a nice little taste.
So
For
would it being your first time drinking coffee, I wouldn't suggest it at a tailgate, because what Hep was saying about the porta potties and all that.
Oh, no.
You know, it might.
Yeah, but for Boy Green, it would be like drinking a Four Loko.
Well, I would just say this. Come on.
Alcohol and caffeine.
No, I got you. What better way to introduce yourself to the coffee world than easy making said cup of coffee and then giving it some Jameson on top? I mean, I couldn't think of a better introduction, a better gateway coffee drug than that. That sounds spectacular. Wow.
Oh, there's many things you could do with coffee. A little bit of vanilla extract and some cinnamon. That's really good.
Oh, there you
You'd
go.
You'd be like the worm guys from Men in Black.
Oh,
hey, what
see,
you
there
guys
you go.
drinking? Coffee? Viennese cinnamon, come on.
That's true. I didn't anticipate a Men in Black reference on the show today, but I salute you for that. And Luca chimes in, BG's there beer and other liquor, including the tailgate. Yeah, this is what I'm glad I brought all this up, because I want to just make this very clear. There's no open bar. There's none of that. Me and Woody are both bringing
booze.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So Luca and anyone out there, bring your own booze. Feel free to bring anything you want. There's no restrictions. I won't say no. You can't bring that over here. I'm buying a cooler and I'm shoving that with a cajillion water bottles, as many as I can. Woody's getting a cooler and he's going to the liquor store, and I'll go with him, and we'll buy a bunch of booze and throw it in there. But that's going to be the extent of the drink. So it'll be enough for people to drink, but it's not going to be open bar. It's not going to be all this kind of stuff. So feel free to bring your own stuff.
How much do you want to drink at like 10:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning before a football game? I mean, you still want to be able to walk into the stadium, not stagger. And you sure as hell don't want to puke on anybody in the stands. So, I mean,
that's true.
I mean, the whole idea is you catch a nice little buzz, eat some food, have a good time, play a little cornhole, have a little catch with the football. Everyone gets to meet each other for the first time from the show. We get to hang out, make some friends, share some phone numbers and some email addresses and have a good time.
Yeah, throw some car keys in a fishbowl. I'm picking up what you're putting down, easy. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Hey, by the way, real quick, Johnny Boy wants to jump in. Johnny Boy has a question for Chef. So go ahead, Johnny. As we
what up, Chef? What up, Chef? What up, Easy? Hey, since we're having requests to ask the chef, so
who said that?
A 5-course meal, right? Can we put in some
dessert?
Eat 5 burgers. There's going to be at least 5 different burgers. Eat them. There's your 5-course meal right here. I got you. 5-course right here.
What,
and some
ziti. Vegan?
And some ziti.
No, I'm not. But I want some shrimp ceviche.
Fucking vegans are soccer and baseball fans. This is football. Come on. We're carnivores. This is a gladiator sport.
What's your question, man? What's up?
So what's your question, Johnny?
Oh, are you gonna make any ceviche?
Ceviche, raw fish, man? You don't want no raw fish at a tailgate, man.
That was it. That was my only question.
That's like getting bargain sushi at the supermarket.
Thanks,
That's
Johnny.
bullshit. You don't eat that stuff.
All right. Wow. Okay. Easy. We'll be back with you in just a second. Good Lord have mercy. So, yeah, anywho, when I was thinking of, again, bring your own beer to open up the doors for certain people that may have different tastes, but I didn't think about bring your own food. Like, hey, chef, move over. I got some bratwurst. I got some of this action. Let's throw it on the ground. I'm like, what the hell? Whoa.
I can't, to be honest, man, I can't really open the door for that because, I just
of course not.
I already got a big, we got a big menu. It's going to be me and my son. You know, if it got a little bit larger, then I would have had to, make a couple of calls, get some other, people in, which is easy to do. But, then I got to pay them and all that or whatever.
Yeah.
When they're there, I'm going to have to maybe get them a ticket as well to get in. Yeah. And then parking, I got to pay for the parking pass and all that.
Well, thank you for clarifying, Chef, because, there was that sort of energy out in the universe. Yeah.
I'm cool with a pack of sausage links, but then it's like, is it for you? Is it for somebody else? Like if I got time, you just make sure you bring a cooler with anything that's
you don't want
perishable,
that.
Just in case if I can't, if I can't do it, because at the same time too, I got a ticket, so I'm going in the game with y'all. I got to break this stuff down.
100%.
I got to cool it down and make sure it's clean. I got to put it back in my whip and all that. So
100%.
if I could do it, I'll do it, man. For the coffee club, for the members, for UBG,
Free ZD out there.
for the
You've been taking a
people.
lot of EZD requests.
I thought
EZD
the
itself.
ZD,
I
to
mean,
keep it real, man. I thought the ZD was enough, man.
I did too.
I keep hearing that the ZD is going to run out in about 15 seconds, so I gotta. I don't know how many pans I'm gonna have to make of that stuff.
Apparently, again, that's what I thought, because we were here, right? You presented the menu to me. I'm like, oh my god, this menu's awesome. And then people were like, man, what about this? And you're like, okay, here's a little bit of this. And I thought, oh, okay, it's gonna quell the noise from the audience, but absolutely not. Apparently, it just said, oh, so you're open to suggestion. Now we're getting what in God's green earth is happening here? I just got to say, Chef, you're a great man. You're a great man.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's for
Thanks,
sure.
man. But yeah, if anybody got any quests, just shoot it over to BG, let him
Yes,
filter, figure it out or whatever. I know he knows how to contact me. We'll figure all the stuff out. But if we can do it, we'll do it, man. I'm not saying no to nobody unless
there you go.
Johnny Boy's talking about raw fish at a tailgate.
What the hell?
We ain't trying to get nobody sick with no raw fish at the tailgate with beer, man. Like.
Ugh. No, thank you. But I'm glad you addressed that swiftly and directly.
I do make a good one, though. I do make a good ceviche, though.
Okay. So there you go, Johnny. Perhaps that's a different, we're getting requests for lobster. Okay. Perhaps some seafood cravings.
I did that last year. I did that hibachi style last year for that miserable Denver game. I'm doing it in the rain.
The weather was terrible. Yeah.
Saw that missed kick. I already knew what was gonna happen. I don't want to start talking about that mess, man. But that was the last time I never shy away. I've done everything. It's just like deep frying. That's something that I don't really deal with at the tailgate, because then you got to worry about the grease being hot and you got to cool it down and then storing it and all that. So I've done everything.
And plus, you're going to the game, so factoring that part in with the other stuff, 100%, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. But let me run, my man. Got a lot to do today.
Of course.
I don't want to say keep the requests coming, but any requests that are taken, just hit me up. Let me know what's going on, my brother.
There you go. We'll do. Chef, thank you so much. And we'll have more on the menu to come, again, at Fastest Food Reviews. That's Chef Kevin Gilbert's YouTube channel with his son. It's pretty cool. They review food in 30 seconds or less. Pull out the stopwatch, baby. It's pretty cool. I've been watching a few of those. Him and his son. It's a cute thing. It's awesome. So make sure you guys check it out. But Chef Kevin Gilbert is absolutely real. Let's do this real quick. Let me go. Let me just pull up Chef. I'll repeat the menu again for Chef. This is the menu that he sent in, apparently request pending. Here's the menu. So get your mind in this place. This is what's going to be on the menu for you guys. Everyone that's going to the tailgate, this is what's going to be on the menu. Okay. We're going to have a couple of different things here. Sliders. You have a spicy slider. It's a beef slider with melted pepper jack, pepper whiskey relish, smoked chipotle mayo on a potato bun. A 3-cheese slider, beef slider, melted Monterey, American, cheddar cheese, potato bun. Woody's barbecue beer slider. It's a beef slider based with Tank 7 barbecue beer sauce, melted aged cheddar, applewood smoked bacon, topped with smoked pulled pork on a potato bun. BG Sunday Tradition worked me into the menu. I didn't even ask for this. This is why it's so cool that Chef did this, and he went custom, and obviously he put a lot of thought into this. BG Sunday Tradition, a beef slider with a sunny side up quail egg, applewood smoked bacon, American cheese, potato bun. Plain Jane, obviously self-explanatory. You can just have beef and bun. Hot dogs are going to be Nathan's and Hebrew National, spicy pig, griddled hot dog, spicy brown mustard, whiskey pepper jam, crispy jalapenos, diced applewood smoked bacon, and toasted pretzel bun. A New York hot dog cart style with New York onion sauce. Plain Jane, self-explanatory, which will be a seasoned griddled hot dog, toasted long bun. And the sides, again, for EZD, we have Big Ziti coming, melted mozzarella, shaved Parmesan Romano, and fresh basil. House-made potato chips tossed in truffle oil, herbs, and Parmesan cheese. Chef's macaroni salad, garden salad, and toasted pretzel sticks with beer mustard. The menu is spectacular. And again, a massive shout-out to Chef. He put all that together, and he's going to be taking care of all of us. So absolutely major salute to Chef. And again, not only is he catering the event, he will also be sitting with us, him and his son, for the Jets game, which will be the Jets-Cowboys game, which is absolutely insane. So, well worth the price there. A couple of things here. Dre Correa with a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Let's go. it, baby. You love to friggin' see it. All right, that is 70 raffle tickets for Drake Correa this month. He is in third place. So we've got J-Boy with 240, unbelievable. For Lillian Big D with 73. Drake Correa with 70. Indy Jets with 63 and A-Step 10 with 51. Here are the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Salute to our guy, Drake Correa here, baby. Here are the 5 new members. Jat 107, Kalka, Papa Jet 73, Ryan DeZero, and Harlem-born Bronx Bread. All of those guys receiving Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Salute to our boy, Dre Correa, baby. You love to frickin' see it. We love you, Dre. Thanks, baby, for hitting a 3 from downtown. Perimeter 3. Oh, yeah. You hear all that food. It's great. Dave Brigas says, Chef Kev's spread will probably be better than the game. It could be. Could be. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's a pretty high bar that Chef set there. Hep asked, Paul, is Neil going? Neil is not confirmed to me either way. I've heard every time that he's called into the show, he's talked about the tailgate menu, but no, he has not reached out to me yet. So if anyone knows Neil and he wants to get in, he's going to be running out of time here because the deadline for the Jets is coming up here in the near future. So salute out there for that. Hep says Neil wanted to go just to eat Chef's menu, and if he wants to go to the tailgate, he's going to have to hook up with me ASAP. Yeah. We'll figure that out. Fastest food reviews, Dave. What is Chef's business name? He works at the Cloverleaf, but like his YouTube business is Fastest Food Reviews. You guys can go subscribe to that on YouTube. All right, back to the phone lines. We got EZD back. What's up, Easy?
Hey, man. You're going to lose me for 1 second on the camera because I just have to pick up a ticket. From
no problem.
Gate, but I'll talk.
That's all right, Ozzy. Sure, Ozzy. Yeah.
I'm just going to talk Michael Clemens.
Yeah.
This coaching staff is going to get him in shape. And I'll tell you something about a guy who you call a dog.
Yeah.
You know, a dog needs a pack. Yeah. And if you've ever noticed, people that have disobedient animals don't have a strong leader.
Okay.
I'm not calling Michael Clemens an animal, okay? But right. I'm just saying people with that, physical, mentality, they need guidance. And I believe that when Michael Clemens gets the proper guidance and the better coaching and all that other stuff, it's going to be a whole different ball game. I mean, I honestly believe that. I think the reason the Jets did not make any progress the last 2 years when they had decent personnel was the coaching. And I've been saying that and saying it. You cannot put a good team on the field. Like even Chef will tell you, you can have the best ingredients, but if the guy burns everything, the meal's going to taste like shit.
That makes sense.
Same thing. All right, now we still have good ingredients on this team. We've got good players. Okay. Look at it this way. This is how good Sauce Gardner is. Sauce Gardner was a 2-time All-Pro with probably the shittiest coaching staff in the league. Can you imagine how freaking awesome this backfield's going to be now that we have a head coach who was a first-team All-Pro defensive back, who was a Pro Bowler. I mean, it's just, and also now, like the other guy was saying earlier, Sauce does like to get a little handsy. Sure. If he's able to do press coverage now, he can do all the handsy the first 5 yards and not get penalized. They kept making him drop back. By the time he was able to put his hands on anybody to disrupt their pattern and their flow of the route, he was already in violation of the rules. So they did not coach the what did they say? The secret of a good coaching staff is taking the players that you have and utilizing their talents to get the most out of them. This coaching staff in the past did not do that. Just flat out. That's it.
That's fair.
They didn't do it. I mean, they just didn't do it. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it. But I think this coaching staff, I mean, look, you can already tell the whole attitude of the team is completely different I mean, everybody showed. Everybody. It's voluntary.
Yeah.
Everybody's there. Oh, by the way, did you hear Hassan Reddick didn't show up for his OTAs?
I did. And that is hilarious for
I
those who
laughed.
missed it.
I was like,
I can't
holy
believe that's true. I thought that was a joke. I thought it was like someone was making a joke, and
No.
apparently it was dead serious. So Hassan Reddick, everyone knows what happened with
What
the
an
Jets.
idiot.
He signs a 1-year deal and gets really good money from the Buccaneers. He gets a 1-year deal for
And
$12
you don't
million with
even-
you know, most of it guaranteed. And yeah, the first day of OTAs, which again is voluntary, but the first day of OTAs, Hassan Reddick wasn't there, and I went,
Doesn't
wow.
matter. Doesn't
No,
matter.
no.
Your first day of OTAs
It
on your
looks
brand
bad.
new team,
Right, it looks really
with your
bad.
brand new coaches.
Yeah,
No,
that
that's
looks
just
terrible.
Especially Todd Bowles is a defensive guy. You know,
$14 million
he-
guaranteed. Shout out to Luca. $14 million guaranteed. And again, if you're his agent, I don't know who's his agent now. $12 million apparently, according to Luca.
I would
Like
say
you
to him,
have to
what
tell him you
is your
have to show up day
malfunction?
one. Come on, dude. Oh God. Oh boy.
'Cause the other thing is if he gets hurt in camp,
Yeah.
he's covered.
100%.
Is it true? Is it true that if he does not, if he gets hurt training on his own, he's not covered?
That's unfortunately correct, right? If you're training it like he has a workout thing at his house and he works and blows something out, 100% it is not covered. Even if you're working out for football. Yeah. Yeah.
If he so much as drops a weight on his foot and breaks a metatarsal, he's done.
Yeah. Right.
They don't even. I don't even think they have to pay him for that, do they? Is this salary guaranteed?
No, not for stuff like. There's loopholes for things like that, you know. So
yeah, like for stupidity, which he's
NFI, which is a non-football injury. So which that would count. Even if you're working out for football, that does not count. So if you're in the facilities, though, right? You drop a weight in the facilities, that's all covered. But you do it at your house,
right? Because you're at work. Because you're at work, you get your workman's comp, right?
Yeah,
correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got a PhD in stupidity. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Holy but and who knew he was going to be this? I mean, the Jets didn't know it last year. You'd think that Tampa probably thought it was just because he was razzing on the Jets because he knew he was just there for shits and giggles. But I mean, man, if his contract's not guaranteed and he doesn't ball out by week 7, can they cut him?
You're gonna love this. Apparently, so here was I did not see it, so shout out to Scotty. Scotty said, did I hear what Bowles said about it? So Todd Bowles, of course, is the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have not seen the video, so I'm just reading the quote.
He said something like, I imagine he'll get here at some time.
Yeah, here's exactly what he said. Hey, Hassan Reddick isn't here. Todd Bowles says, I'm sure one of these days we'll see him. What the bleep?
Oh my God. Well, what is he going to say? What's he going to say? It's voluntary, so technically he can't really say anything.
He can't rip
negative.
He can't say, "Oh, what an idiot!" Right? Because you'll get a lot in trouble between the NFL and the NFLPA. You can't make it seem like they have to be there because it's voluntary. And if you put that additional pressure, you're destroying the whole balance of what's supposed to be voluntary and mandatory.
That was the least benign statement I've ever heard.
That is hilarious.
I think that message was as clear as freaking lead crystal.
Yeah, that is it. Very blunt, easy. And I appreciate the calls today, brother. A lot of fun conversation. I can't wait to meet you for the first time. Boy, is that going to be a trip. So yes, Easy will be there for the game at Tailgate. And again, guys, I'll sort of give you a last call for like at the end of the week. I'm going to start collecting money from everybody. I'll be reaching out to you if you provided an email. I'll be reaching out in that way to start collecting and getting everything ready because I have to then turn that around and give that to the New York Jets. I will tell you after this deadline passes, which is about to coming up very shortly here for all of our stuff to be in line for the Jets, there will be an opportunity for you guys to come after the deadline. But here's the only warning about it. Is I can't guarantee you guys sit with us. So when I collect all the money at the end of the week and give it to the Jets, and I'm like, hey, 30 people are going, 40 people are going, 45 people, whatever the number is, they're all going. They're going to sit us all together. After that point, if someone in July goes, hey, Paul, I want to come. I'm like, sure, you can come, but I can't guarantee you're going to be sitting right there. It'll be up to the availability at that point. So I just want you guys to know that. Full flower, be straight up. And again, I'll go back through the tailgate thing just to make sure it's very perfectly clear. I don't want anyone coming disappointed. This is not an open bar situation. Chef Kevin Gilbert's handling all the food. He's going to do a kick-ass job because he's awesome. Me and Woody are going to handle the drinks. I'm bringing a cooler with a bunch of waters. I'm bringing a big-ass cooler. I'm going to try to pack up a ton of water so you guys have ice-cold water. And then Woody's going to be getting a bunch of alcohol. And we'll present that for both of you guys, and that'll cover the couple hours that we're all there together for the tailgate. Then we're heading in. So there'll be select alcohol available. There will not just be, like I said, open bar. I don't want anyone to come disappointed from that perspective. You guys can bring whatever the hell you want, though. So if you guys want to bring beer or liquor or anything crazy you guys want to bring, that's all up to you, and that's all fair game. And feel free. But I just want to make sure that that was completely transparent for what's about to happen. We have 420 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. If you guys are watching there as well, let us know, and we'll see. Lucas saying, so there is liquor. I don't know. So let me make this clear. I don't drink a lot of alcohol, so I don't want to say things like an idiot that I don't know. Woody is we're going to a liquor store and we're buying beer and things of that nature. So I don't want to promise that there's going to be whatever you're looking for. We're going to get a modge-podge of random things, maybe popular demand. I'm not sure. And then we're bringing whatever that is. I'm just saying there's not an open bar where you guys can come up and order this. It'll be whatever we bring in the cooler. That's what I just want to be clear about. So I don't tell anybody from that perspective. So there may be liquor. I don't know. I don't really know much about alcohol, so I'm not really sure. But there will be whatever we're going to be bringing. We'll be going and getting that there, just to make that clear. So again, shout out to Chef Kevin Gilbert. He'll have all that food ready. If you guys want that is not free. It is you will require a tailgate ticket to get the drink and food that's going to be included in this tailgate. So just keep that in mind as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you. Also, I do want to do one last quick shout out for the 400 people in the room. I mentioned it that my radio show celebrated 24 years this past week. But the show is going to end terrestrially, and it's going to move completely digital. And look at this. I'm going to throw it up on the screen. The Man Shout Show with Boy Green Digital. All of our, imaging is done for the show. You guys can go check it out. It's the YouTube handle at MC Show Digital. There you go. There's Boy Green, a smiling Jet fan, Boy Green here in my old school Leonard Williams jersey. There's my radio partner, the Man Child. And so Man Shout Show with Boy Green Digital right here. Here it is. Shout out to Gator for all the imaging. This all looks cool. Basically, what all it means is I'm going to just be doing more content that you guys can consume here on YouTube. That's at MC Show Digital, or just quite simply look for what's on the screen. The Man Shout Show at Boy Green Digital. You guys can subscribe to that channel. We have all new branding. It's all everywhere. And we'll have a lot of cool shows on all kinds of things. Jets, Giants, Bills, Survivor, NFL, fantasy football. You name it, you got it. And you guys can watch what you want because it's all going to be labeled as different content. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Please show your support. The YouTube channel is relatively brand new. There's like 30-something subscribers there, but the more the merrier as we continue to grow our brand and go digital, baby, which, again, will just be more content for each and every one of you out there in the universe, baby. And wait a second here before we sign off. How could we not get Scotty here on the program, baby?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Yeah, well, probably better than you, I imagine. But
You are. I know you're rooting for us, but you're not rooting hard enough.
I guess. I don't know, man. Yikes.
Listen, as I said, Game 4 and Game 6 are going to be the key games. I don't believe Indiana's going to beat us at the Garden. So Game 5, I'm putting down for us. We'll see. Indiana outplayed us. There was no doubt. The Knicks gave it all they had, but I'm really proud of the team. And listen, if the Jets have as good a year as the Knicks are having, I'm good. So what do you think about June 1st? Are they going to be signing GW and Sauce after June 1st? Oh, Indy, you're having a good time, man. You're having such a good time.
I have to be having a good time. I mean,
Let me say
come on
one
now.
thing, too,
It's not like
Indy,
you wouldn't be having a good time if the series was 2-2.
Let me say one thing to you before you go off on your rant about all the Knicks fans making fun of you. I think one Knicks fan actually made fun of you. I don't think all the Knicks fans made fun of you. In fact, I kind of recall saying to you that it was going to be a great series. The teams are mirror images of each other. and you didn't win yet, man. It's a 7-game series. So celebrate, enjoy the win. They played great. Knicks gave it all they had, and Indiana outplayed them. That's what I have to say. What do you have to say?
One thing we do know, it won't be Knicks in 6.
That's true. That's true.
That math, I agree
Good
with.
Observation. That's as good as Pop.
That's one thing we do know. I've heard that.
0.0.
Pops is actually right on this one. There's a 0.0 chance of Knicks in 6 in this one.
Well, he never said that. He said there was a 0.0 chance of the Knicks winning. So let's be accurate about what Pop said.
Well, yeah, I know what he was at, but I was just using Pop's analogy of 0.0 and just throwing it in as I was trying to give him credit on the 0.0
Very
for
nice.
something.
He appreciates that, I'm sure.
Well, what I know is there's a game 5 at the Garden, and then there'll be a game 6 in the Pacers' home. And like I said,
I hope so too.
Game 4 and game 6 to me was going to be the definitive answer, because I'm telling you, if it goes to game 6, that's where I think the Knicks steal the game. And good luck in game 7, man. I'm rooting for game 7, just like BG pointed out at the beginning. I don't care how we get to game 7, just get it to game 7.
You have a lot of confidence in tomorrow's game winning at home.
100%. Like I said, Indiana is a mirror image. They're not going to lay down. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be what happened with Boston Celtics. Sorry for that pain. I think it's going to be a close game. But look, the Knicks are who they are. The Knicks are a mentally tough team. They're not laying down. I think they're going to win game 5. If they steal game 6, one game at home. So that's how I look at it. I'm not giving up. And like I said, I'm just thrilled that they had such a wonderful year and they're still alive. You didn't put the stake in yet.
Absolutely. And I'll say this, Scotty, being a Cubs fan, being a Pacers fan, and being a Jets fan, I've been a lot for all 3 of those teams, and it's really sucked. If you think about it.
If you were a Mets fan, you'd have another one. So you'd have
right. The Cubs have, out of all 3 of those teams, it's the Cubbies that have my one championship.
Right. Yeah.
So
unlike Boy Green, who's got 18 banners hanging from
it's hard to remember. It's hard to remember.
It's a lot. Other than Montreal,
it's 18. Yeah.
Oh, it's 18. So other than Montreal, I guess, and the Yankees, the Celtics probably have the most, right?
Of like any sports team, I'd have to go and check, but certainly in the NBA they have the most. Yeah.
BG, how many of those have you actually seen though? I don't know your age, but
2.
You've seen 2 championships.
2008 and or Celtics wise, 2008, and obviously what we just had this past season. The other ones were all. I'm pretty sure the last one before that was 80s. I'll have to double check that.
How old are you, BG? How old?
I am a ripe 32.
So you've seen 100% more championships than my man on the other screen.
100%. Yes, absolutely.
That's the man.
And it's been 25 years since the Pacers have been to the NBA championship.
Right, 70.
Looking good, man. I think it's going to be a super fun series if the Knicks or the Pacers get there. It's looking like the Pacers right now. OKC is no friggin' joke, but I think
they are not a joke. Absolutely right.
I think Indiana matches up really well. They've got the bench. So I want it to be a good basketball series. I'm absolutely ecstatic about the Knicks year, but it will be even better when they come back and win.
Okay, there you go.
Game 7.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Hollywood.
I was talking with BG on Discord last night, and I said, I'm not going to give you my address just yet. I'm going to wait. Did I not say that?
It's true. That's true. Because it would have been very easy to go, whoop. Hey, send us over to Scotty.
Guys, just so you know, I have to order the shirt if I lose.
Yes.
And I'm going to get you the small, right? You need a small size?
The small. Yeah, that'd fit my grandchild.
Small. Extra small.
Yeah,
there you go.
That'll fit my grandson. So if it fits him, then then I'll just raise him up, and you're just gonna induce another Pacer fan. That's okay, Scotty.
Beautiful. Wow. no
The
matter
worst
what.
part about the bet is I don't get to send BG the Nick jersey, just so you know. That's the worst part about
Yeah, I
that.
know. That'd be a real
Right.
killer. That'd be a real killer. Well,
But-
boys, we're going to do another check-in. Okay. Game will be, what's today? Wednesday? Thursday? Yeah, so Thursday. We'll check back in for the next game that's up there. We will. 100%. All right, boys, one last thing, and I will show it to you here on the screen. Here we go. Again, this is what I was just plugging. The Man-Child Show at Boy Green Digital. There you go. There's me. There's my radio partner, Jim the Man-Child Lurch. That's our YouTube channel. We got 2 videos up, Solomon Wilcots and our boy Sal Capaccio. Again, we'll be doing a little bit of everything, including Jets content. So make sure you guys come over to this channel, hit the old subscribe button that is at MC Show Digital, and help this channel grow, baby. That would be a massive help if you can. Like I said, we're trying to grow this puppy. This is where our radio show is going in full flower in less than a month. We'll be doing content in between. We got some for Survivor fans out in the audience. We reacted to the Survivor 50 cast that just got announced, but there'll be Jets, Giants, Bills, fantasy football, NFL, all kinds of NBA. There's going to be all kinds of great stuff. So, guys, make sure you show your support again over there at MC Show Digital. Basically, just more Boy Green, more of the time is basically what it all is. So, hopefully, you guys can support that as well. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll be back on tomorrow morning on Boy Green Daily. I'll be on at MC Show Digital later today. Make sure you guys check it out. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. A fun show as always.